In this video, I'm going to show you how to merge two data sets. We'll be using a few files from our icon website. The first one is going to be weather Iowa City hourly, fall, and the other one is the spring set of data, and I've already opened those. The last one we're going to use is face data egg by date time. This has our facial expression data. So click on that and download. Okay, and we're going to put that to the side. We'll get to the face data later. So the first thing we're going to do then is let's look at our weather data. I like to visually inspect the data before I do a merge, just to make sure we're looking at the right things. We can see here that the date, time, and date, and dew point, and so on are shared between the two files. However, you will notice if you look carefully at the files, there are some variables that are in one file, not the other. We'll have to determine how to deal with those in just a moment. Okay. Now we're going to use the menus to merge these files because they're pretty, the syntax is pretty complicated. So let's click on our spring data. We're going to come up here to data and merge files, and then we're going to use add cases this time. This is where we want to merge files and we actually want the data set to get longer. We're going to do add cases. Like I said, this is the weather data. So we'll click on continue. And here you see the variables that are shared between the two. We have some good ones that we'll use, for example, humidity and temperature, okay, and wind. But we have some variables over here that are in one file and not the other. Or this could happen also if we have variables that have a different name, and we may need to rename them. In this case, though, one of our sets of data has UV, for example, where the other one doesn't. Let's say we'd like to include that. We can drop that over here, but realize that won't be for the entire data set. Okay? Now you could just click on OK, and then the spring data set would start to include the fall as well. But I want to paste the data so you can see what the syntax looks like. So if we go over here and we open up a syntax file, and then we click on paste, you'll see what this data set looks like, or what this syntax looks like. We can clean that up just a little bit. And then in this case, I'll have to run it. Okay. So then if we come up here to the spring data, you'll see it looks basically the same, but if we scroll down to the bottom, now you'll see it has data all the way up until November. Now visual inspection is fine, but I'd like to do a frequencies to make sure things look okay. So let's do frequencies on date, and this will tell us how often we see each date. And again, we can see that we have weather data starting from the beginning of 2015, covering most dates, and it's either 23 or 24 hours for most days until the beginning of November. All right, so we can go to the fall data and just close that now. We won't need this anymore. And now what I'd like to do is merge our weather data with our facial expression data. So what we're going to do is go back into data, and we'll do merge files again, but this time we're going to use add variables. Oh, but one moment, before we do that, we need to make sure that all the data are sorted properly. One way you can make sure the data are sorted is you can go to the weather data, click on data, and then do sort cases. And then we're going to match our files based on date time, so we'll use date time. And we have an option for ascending or descending, and we should use ascending, which is the default. Click OK, and that'll make sure our weather data is sorted properly. If we go to face data, what we could do after we activate that file, there's a way to do this in syntax as well if you'd like. So you can say sort cases by date time, and then we always have to say execute or frequencies or something. Now our face data are sorted as well. Okay, so now that we've activated, let's use the face data as our base file. So we're going to click on data within the face data file, and now we're going to merge cases and we'll add variables. And this is the case where we want to keep the same number of rows, but now we'd like to add additional variables. So for example, I want to know what the weather was or I want to know what facial expressions were happening when we had certain kinds of weather. So here we're going to click on Add Variables, and we'll click on our weather data, and we've sorted them both by date time. So we can click on OK. And what we're going to do is match cases on key variables. In this case, we're going to use date time. This gives us our day of our date and also hourly data. We'll move this over to key variables. And in this case, we have excluded variables because they're duplicates on both, and they should be the same. Now the cases are sorted, so we can click on this. And then we can leave it with both files provide cases, which is a great way to go because you'll have all the possible data. But on the other hand, let's say I only want to analyze weather data when we also have face data. One decision I can make then is say, I'm going to use the non-active data set as the keyed variable. In this case, we'll just click on OK, but again, we could paste it. When I click on OK, it'll give us the warning that you should sort, and we'll click on that. Now if we go back to our face data file and we move over, we're going to see that our weather data is added there as well. Now one thing you'll notice is sometimes we don't have weather data for certain hours of the day or for certain dates. So what you'll want to do in this case, now by the way, I think that only is going to happen with our weather data when we don't have food data. But what you could do, if you go to one of my earlier videos, you could go through and say, select if humidity greater than or equal to 0 or something like that. And what will happen is you'll drop all of these system missing. That's all we're going to do today. And we'll work on another video.